Hello everybody, this is Giddy Mamann from Mamann, Sandaluk, and Kingwell. This is the Immigration Minute. Beside me is Tatiana Cabrera, one of our senior immigration paralegals here at our immigration law firm. We have some news developments today in immigration. This is today the CIC made a long-awaited announcement regarding the parents and grandparents sponsorship program for 2017. Before I tell you what the announcements were, I want to talk to you first about a little bit of the history of the program. First of all, several years ago, Canadian citizens and permanent residents were eligible to sponsor their parents and grandparents to Canada as long as their parents were healthy and as long as the Canadians could finance the sponsorship. The program fell out of favor a few years ago, and the government put a stop on the program for a couple of years and then reintroduced it with a cap on the number of parents and grandparents that Canadians could sponsor per year. What happened then is essentially the government would announce a cap in December, and people rushed on the first or second day of January to submit their applications on time. And as long as the application was submitted within the cap amount, you were guaranteed to have your application processed. So what immigration law firms did, they prepared these applications months in advance in the hopes that they submitted their application on the very first day that the program opened. And if they did, they were pretty well guaranteed that their clients would be processed for immigration. This caused big lineups at the service center, the processing center, and there was a lot of negative press. So in the fall of last year, in December 2016, we were doing exactly the same thing. We were preparing applications, getting them all ready. Tatiana and other people in our office were busy preparing those applications, putting them together so that we can submit them first day that the program opens, January 1st, January 2nd of this particular year. However, what happened was, I think it was on December the 14th, just about 2 weeks before we expected the program to be open, the government completely changed the rules. And what they said was that you could apply anytime between January the 3rd to February the 2nd. Any applications that were received during that time would be eligible, and then they would throw all of those applications into a hat and pick 10,000, and those would be considered. So what's happened now is today the government announced the results of the lottery. So Tatiana, you want to let us know how many applications they received?
So they received 95,000 expressions of interest. Of those 95,000, only 10,000 invitations were sent out starting today. And between today and May 8th, they will be sending out those invitations or emails and expecting people to submit their applications within 90 days of receiving that invitation.
That's right. So today is April 25th, 2017. Over the next 13 days, you're either going to get an invitation or you're not. And if you don't get it by May the 8th, more or less you're out of luck. And we expect that probably most of the invitations have already gone out today. Now, if you were hoping on being considered, the reality is that you have about just under 1 in 10 chances of being selected. 9 out of 10 people, those applications are simply not going to be considered. So that is the sort of bad news that we have. If you have applied, you should be checking your email to see if you've received an invitation. It says here that if you don't receive an email by May the 8th, you can call this number, 1-888-242-2100. That's 1-888-242-2100 to speak to CIC. Can you tell us a little about the new procedure with respect to proving income?
So income, it used to be that you needed to provide 3 years or the last 3 years previously or right before submitting your application to prove that you meet the financial requirements. CIC is trying to go green in this sense, and only requires that you provide your social insurance number so that they can communicate directly with CRA and get your notice of assessment. So obviously you will have to provide consent to them so that they can retrieve this information. And if you do not have your social insurance number, then you do have to provide your notice of assessment to CIC for the previous 3 years.
That's right. So there's going to be a lot of disappointed people out there. We had no idea how many applications would actually be received. So obviously the fact that there were so many applications, that makes your chances of being the lucky one drawn even smaller. Something the government should think about. There are 95,000 Canadian citizens and permanent residents who want to bring their parents over. We're only going to allow in 10,000. That's something that really should be considered. Obviously, if you think that this program is not generous enough, you should speak to your member of parliament. In the meantime, we just want to get this information out to you as quickly as we can. Please stay tuned to this YouTube channel. We'll be posting other announcements and other developments in immigration law. If you have any questions, please give us a call at 416-862-0000, or you can check us out online at www.migrationlaw.com. Thanks for watching.